Well, here we are, and I'm live again. And man, oh man. So, second podcast today. Welcome, everybody, to the Bad Filipino. And today, my guest tonight, I've got Jillian Elizabeth chilling in the green room. She's actually, I'm quasi jealous, but I'm happy for her. She's in Tahoe at the moment, not dealing with the smoke and not dealing with the fires. She's like chilling by the lake. So she'll be in soon. I've got her in the green room. Meanwhile, how is everyone doing? I was on live earlier, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm here on the east or on the west coast. I'm here in Sacramento, and at some point while I was on that broadcast, apparently the fires got worse in our area because I went to open my sliding glass door, and lo and behold, smoke so bad, and so it was so bad, and so I thought, let me see if I can figure out why. And I go to look on my app because I check the local news station. They were live. Bear Creek apparently was really bad, and all of the Sacramento area, all the way down to the Vacaville and Fairfield area, all the way down to the Bay Area, the air quality was rated as hazardous and unhealthy. Yeah, so my heart's going out in love to everybody who's, we're like, I don't know, day 125,000 up here in Northern California and even now Oregon, dealing with this horrendous smoke, um, trying to keep it together. So hopefully, shows like this one, my podcast, or people going live and doing performances is kind of bringing a little bit of joy in everyone's, like a kind of a break from the reality of it all. Yeah, I know how you feel. But I'm excited to have Jillian Elizabeth. She is the A&R for Die Laughing Records, a company based out of the Bay Area in the Central Valley, and she also is the co-founder of called a label called Chicanery Chick Records. So they really focus on women in the industry, and they love pop and punk and that sort of thing. And so I'm really happy to have her on. Though I think she's having some difficulties trying to get in. It could be because she's on the lake, and I'm really jealous about it. And so, meanwhile, as we wait for her to come on in, please join me in the chat room and let me know how you're doing. Are you in the area where the smoke is happening, and how are you? Are you handling it okay? You getting out safe? You're doing good? I mean, I've just been indoors all day. It's like my Friday, and I'm indoors all day, and it is what it is, right? I got my I say my kid, but she's in her 20s, but she's still my kid. She's chilling, playing some Harry Potter, the Lego Harry Potter game, and so Hello, Katie. Welcome back. My guest is she's logging in all the way from Tahoe. She's sitting by the lake. It's like it's so weird that not weird but great. She's I don't know, it's weird. She was on earlier. We were kind of testing stuff out. That's why I know where she's at. She like flipped her phone around and showed everything to me. So I'm gonna give her a few more minutes to come on in here. Meanwhile, you guys are okay though, right, Katie? Because I know you're in an area where, according to the internet and according to the air quality website, you are in a hazardous area. So that had me a little concerned. Let's see. I'll throw her the link one more time. See if she can get on. And I'm so sorry. I was trying to figure out the whole situation with my mic again, and I don't know what happened. I ended up booting my computer, and then I hooked up the hub that's separate because my mic thing has been plugged directly into my laptop. So now I have it separate. It sounds a little bit better, but my issue is that I can't tell how I sound. I don't really hear it in my headphones, but I'm told I sound good. Dave, what's up? What's up? Yeah, yeah. Good to have you in, Dave. Jillian's having an issue trying to get back in. I know she was in earlier, so I know it works. Dave, Dave, Dave. And Dave's going to be on the show. Make sure to come on in, everybody. He's the aren't you like the brains behind Laughing Records? You come on my podcast on the 25th, so I'm super stoked to have you on then. That's going to be so dope. I yeah, this smoke is crazy. I don't know what to think of it, to be quite honest. I'm checking in on my friends and making sure everyone is okay. I've got a couple of friends who are packed and ready to be evacuated any moment because they're so close to the fires right now. And you just check in with your loved ones and you make sure everyone's kosher and good to go. It's all you can really do. But I might be rocking this. I don't know. I might be rocking this a little bit solo. Come on, Jillian, let's do this. She was in earlier, but like I said, she was having issues with her microphone and her camera. She might be restarting her phone. Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised me though. So I mean, with everything happening, we could be having stream issues. But I tell you, did you come on last night? I was telling everybody that I needed stronger internet, and would you believe of all entities that give Wi-Fi and internet, it was Xfinity Comcast who came through with superior customer service. And I know you're sitting there going, "What? That can't be. They're the worst in the industry." And yes, I believe that. They are the worst in the industry, except for yesterday. Because I realized that doing these live streams when I had Carly Duhane on the show the other day, that it was rather grainy. I mean, I realized I also threw up a green screen thing, which that wasn't smart. So I thought, no, I can't stick with what I have. And so, I had AT&T, but they don't have fiber optic cable out here. So the strongest download I had was like, what, 23, 25. The upload was maybe 3, maybe 4. And so I thought I'd bite the bullet and switch over. I see you. I am going to answer that in a second, Dave. And I don't have one. That's such an 80s question. How can I have one favorite artist? So I thought I'll just bite the bullet and pay the money. And right now, Comcast and Xfinity have got some crazy sales going because people need the money. And so I ended up going online, ordering it, and then I chatted with somebody on the chat, and then I called, and then would you believe from the time that I looked them up, went on the chat, I was able to actually go to there and get it and set it up. So I had high speed internet for like in 3 hours yesterday. What's up with that? And guess what? Guess who's here? You made it.
I don't know what happened.
It's all good. You're
We
here.
were we were chatting so lovely before, and it was great. And then I'm like, let me go make a quick call. I'll be right back. And it I had to shut my device off and turn it back on. So I'm sorry,
No, that's
everybody.
good. I told them that's probably what you had to do, and it's all good. I just filled in the thing. We've got so Katie was one. She says hi. She was in earlier, and of course Dave is in. Yes, and he had just asked me who my favorite artist was, and I was making fun of him, saying, "Isn't that such an '80s question? Who only has one favorite artist? One." One. I'll tell you off the top of my head right now, Katie's one of my favorite artists. That's why I had her on my show.
I'm
I
gonna be
love you,
watching that.
Katie. I
Yeah,
love you,
when I get
Katie.
home, I'm gonna be watching. Want to see where I am? Should I show everyone where I
Yes,
am?
show everybody where you are on the edge of the lake and look at that view. And those of you who are only listening, you're missing out on the most beautiful view
It
of Lake
is. It's
Tahoe at the moment.
so pretty. It's so serene and peaceful. Look at that. There's a little pier over there, a dock. Yeah. And then I'm right here with big redwood behind me.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
yeah, what I love is that there's no smoke and no people, so I know you're
There it
safe.
it's been really nice. There were some families out here today. The air was clear. I actually got in an inner tube in the water. I don't do that a whole lot.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes,
but
yes.
I got something I wanted to show you. Do you want to
Oh,
see?
yeah.
Okay. Can we be kind of naughty on here? Or, I mean, I don't know.
I'm about to talk about my
Okay.
tampon, so sure.
Look at this pine cone I found. Okay. I was like, is this like nature's dildo or what? Look at this.
That looks like a corn on the cob pine cone.
Well, okay,
It's
but
a
I was like,
corn
I
on
was
the
being a little
cob
more
cone. Oh,
saucy.
that's completely saucy and really painful. But hey, if that's the way you want to go,
Right.
that looks
And it
like it's
smells really good. It's really
that look.
piney.
Oh, you're saying you can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Dave is so awesome. He's letting me know whether he can hear me.
See, so
I
helpful.
appreciate that, Dave.
Ask him if he can hear me.
Oh, who cannot hear you?
That's what he said to me the other day. He's like, I thought you were bad. We were on a work call. I was like, talkie and yeah.
Yeah, he said, "Ouch." Yeah, right. That pine cone. It's in only. Don't try to
Well,
take it
I got
out.
it for him. He can have it for his desk. It's a paperweight.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
I use dildos as paperweights all the time.
Right.
So, all right, thank you for being here and taking the time out of your lovely break.
Thank you for having me. I'm so
They're
excited.
in Lake Tahoe. So, let's give the listeners a little insight on who you are and what you do as the intro, and then we'll dive right into this.
Okay, so my name is Jillian Elizabeth, and I'm the go girl for Die Laughing Records. And yeah, I work for Die Laughing Records since 2017. I do A&R. I get to work with a lot of kick-ass people in the music industry that teach me, mentor me, and have really. I'm totally living this life I never thought I would be doing, and loving every minute of it. And now it looks like I'm going to be, and we can talk about this more later, but I'm having my own label. It's going to be an offshoot of Die Laughing Records called Chicanery Chick Records.
Yes, a mazer
Yeah.
full. Gotta
Yeah.
love all of that. Congratulations to all of that.
Thank you.
What
Yeah.
is so? What has been your favorite part of working with Die Laughing Records so far?
Being a part of this amazing music industry, I'm it's become commonplace for me to talk to people and work with people and be a part of projects. Like these are people like that are legends that I used to sit in my bedroom and listen to on cassette tapes. And I'm getting to work with them and I'm getting to find out. I got to go to a studio and sit in on a mastering project that we have coming up. Can't talk about it, but um, just really amazing things that I never thought I would do. I got to watch the Dead Kennedys 40th anniversary show from the stage
Whoa.
and like stuff like that. That's huge for me. Huge.
No, that's totally huge.
Hmm.
Even no matter how professional we get in our careers, we still have fangirl moments. We always will.
Yeah, but I'm finding like I fangirl inside, but I'm really finding like I'm knowing these people on a personal human level, and it's just it's a really I mean
Yeah.
the story you told on the podcast
Oh,
for
about
me
Shaka
the other
Khan.
day on the dial-up. Yeah, tell them that. That's like so cool.
Well, I
It
mean,
is.
thank you for those who don't know, because it was my second year hosting the red carpet at the She Rocks Awards that Laura Whitmore puts on, and she's the founder of the Women's International Music Network, which is where I still work today.
Hmm.
And we hold the She Rocks Awards at the NAM convention every year. So the last 2 years we've been hosting it. I didn't get to share this with you. We now are at the House of Blues in Anaheim.
That's so
So
amazing.
we went from the Hilton Hotel to the House of Blues in Anaheim. And it's crazy because, like, okay, so this last year, okay, let's talk about this last one. So raise hands who knows the House of Blues in Anaheim.
You froze for me. I don't know if anyone's hearing me, but you froze for me.
Here we go. There you
Okay.
are. Streaming issues all the way around. It wasn't just you. So we were
Okay.
honoring Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. We were honoring BD Wolf, which I'm going to have her on my show next week. We were
Ooh.
honoring Gloria Gaynor. Gloria
Wow.
Gaynor.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Susie Quattro, what happened was, is I ended up
Oh,
being
I just watched that documentary. This
yes,
Susie
yes,
Q. Hmm.
yes. I ended up being the personal driver for both Linda Perry and Susie Quattro from to and from the hotel.
Wow.
And right. And the thing with
Wow.
Susie was, is Susie and I like bonded instant. That what in fact she had just come back into the States from doing a tour in Australia.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, she's still
So
doing the
cool.
damn thing. And I ended up being like, I was like, it was like last minute. You have to, like, when you're doing stuff like this, the key thing is being flexible and saying yes in a
Hmm.
team that I work with.
Hmm.
So this year, I ended up being a personal driver. This was my first. I'm like, I've been driving Lyft for 3 years.
Like you'll
I can
do
do
it,
this.
right?
Yeah. And the cool thing was with Susie is we just became like these best bros, and she's
That's so
so
cute.
sweet, and she's feisty, but she's honest, and she's funny.
I
And
will
then it
always
was
see her as Fonzie's girlfriend on
I know. Well, no, not
always.
girlfriend. Like little kid sister. The girlfriend was Pinky Tuscadero. She was Leather Tuscadero.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
It's okay. I'm older. It's okay. I better know because I am older.
you're
But
right.
yes, she's the
Pinky. Oh my God.
she's the best
Yeah. Yes.
with the cool hair.
Hmm.
So it was crazy for me to meet her, knowing that I looked forward to seeing her on Happy Days every
Right.
week. That I knew
Hmm.
that she was going to be on there.
Hmm.
And it's nuts that
Total
it
cool
comes
chick.
full circle like that. And yet, even though I fangirled, I still got to know her I catered to anything she needed. She wasn't, she wasn't crazy about it, but it's like she deserved that. She's a
Right.
legend.
Right.
Whatever you
I
need,
agree.
girl. She needed a bottle of wine. I found someone to hook her up with a bottle of wine so she could relax after the award show. And we okay, so this is the cool thing. Susie is very in tune, and I knew she was going to gravitate towards Lizzie Hale, right? Rock to rock.
Hmm.
And people were coming up wanting to meet her, take photos. But then all of a sudden, she would get this feeling, and then she would pull them in, and she'd start talking to them. And she's kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Not like a medium, but she's very clairvoyant.
Right.
And I didn't know that about her until that night. And then I remember her pulling certain people in, like other stars, and she's talking in their ear, and all of a sudden you can see them like they're about to cry, like she's sharing something that's intimate. That
Wow.
why would she know that? And then she looks at me and she's like, I got one for you, but we'll wait till we get in the car. I was like, oh my god! It was that moment.
That's
So
really
it's like
cool.
every year that I do these She Rock Awards, I get to have, yes, yes. Dave says Linda Perry is very kind. She is.
He knows Linda Perry. Yeah.
And you know what too, that was a really sensitive moment, and I made sure to mention it to Linda, and because I believe they had it on the internet, so it wasn't like it was a secret, but she was kind of going through a divorce at the time. And so I just let my team know. I said, hey, I don't know if you know this, but reach out, make sure things are cool. If she needs anything special, she might want to withdraw and not do you know what I'm saying? Like, she'll come and do the thing, but
Right.
maybe she doesn't want to do any meet and greets, or maybe,
Right.
because we care. That's the
Being
thing about the She
respectful.
Rocks.
Yeah.
Yes. We're this unit of women that care and support and lift each other up. There's no cattiness. There's no I mean, we're a team, and it's the most beautiful, strong, empowering thing ever.
That's really cool.
So yeah, and then like I said, we were talking about this off camera. Cross fingers, 2022 will be live again, because we are going to do it, but it's viral. We're going to do it virtual, 21.
That's going to be cool though too. I
You need
mean,
to be
we're
on board with that. You need to come work with that.
okay.
I'm just
Please.
saying. You just need
I,
to.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Oh, I mean, whatever it is. I'm just letting you
Okay.
know. As soon
Yeah.
as it goes
You
live
tell me.
again, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
You're going to want
Okay.
to do it. So
I'm
let's
in.
put this back on you, because you were asking me that question.
Because I'm used to doing the
I
interviewing.
know.
People don't
I
talk
know.
to me a lot. No one talks to me.
Oh, you
No,
mean no
that's
one
not true.
talks to you?
That's not true.
Well, let's jump right into the merger, because I really want to know more about that.
Okay, so let me give you a little. I'm really proud of Die Laughing being part of that. So, Die Laughing actually started in 1988. Dave Dalton started that label for Screaming Bloody Marys, his band, so that they could have a label to put their music out, because they're a punk band. No one's going to really, put out an obscure, Bay Area punk band out. So, the the label, existed, and then it got shelved in the 90s. Um, and you're going to have him as a guest in a few weeks, so he'll
I
talk
know.
about
I'm
the
so
different
excited.
turns of his career. But in 2015, he brought it back, and he got music veteran and really close friend of his, Rob Trisler, on board. He had been on Rob's label before with his band Cell Block 5. Rob had a band out of the San Jose area called Orange Pill Records.
Okay.
And so that label is closed or shelved. And Dave was like, let's bring Die Laughing back. Come on board with me. So the two of them did this. They got, when I came on, they had Fang and Killer Smiles, which is East Bay Ray's new project from the Dead Kennedys. And they were just doing it. And I was a fan of Screaming Bloody Marys, of the Bay Area punk scene. And I had met Dave online, and I would see them at shows. And I just kind of extended myself, like, let me promote. I really believe in what you guys do. And so I was, welcomed to do that. And then I got to help with a West Coast leg of the Vibrators tour when they came to the States. And I got to help with that, and I did really well. And I guess they kind of liked me a little bit. They thought I was fine, And so online promotions kind of grew to doing A&R. And Dave has me working with people like Michael DeBars and The Mistakes. You were
Nice.
talking about doing stuff for, I got him
Yeah.
his hot tea and lemon when we had a show with him. And I'm like, we're in a bar, and I had to go find a Dixie cup and find a lemon somewhere and get hot
Yeah.
water. And
You make it work.
but I did it.
You make it
And
work.
so I work with Sammy Town from Fang, which is awesome. I get to work with Honey Chain out of LA and Hellflowers, Carvel's NYC, East Bay Ray and the Killer Smiles, and I get to be part of these projects, and my opinions and my input are valid, and they're respected, and I've learned so much working with Dave and Rob. It's
Dave, I love you. Thank you for that. Thank you for
what
that.
yeah.
I
And
mean, for women in the industry, we represent less than 6% all across the board. So for Dave to recognize that regardless of gender, you're kicking ass at what you're doing and
he
making that,
he
that's
really
awesome.
wanted a female on board.
Yeah.
Um, it was important to him. And we when you go to dielaughingrecords.com and look at the roster, we are inundated with female artists.
Yes.
And
That's awesome.
him and Rob both are really good about that. And my my musical taste, I love punk music, but I am an 80s girl. I am new wave, I am electronic. And
Didn't you just post about watching fucking Valley Girl and you brought me back? Because
yeah,
that was like Nicolas Cage's first major role.
right,
And
heck
the
yeah,
soundtrack is the shit. I have it
such a good
on
movie.
I had it again on CD
Rhino
and
put it out. Yeah, they put out two CDs actually, Rhino
yes.
Records, and I
Yes.
have them
Oh,
too. So
because I was gonna post on your page, "Fuck you for sure," like totally, and I didn't know if you were gonna get it when I typed it, but when I
yes,
say it
when
right,
she breaks up with him and he's at the
yeah, in
door
a
and
total, she ghosts him in
yeah,
the worst way possible, and he's so
yep.
direct, and she was so like, "No, I have to go with my friends."
I know. I know. So
Oh
when
my
we started
god.
talking about the 80s,
Sorry.
my musical taste is a little bit softer, and
Okay.
sometimes the things that I want to bring to the label, they're not a fit for Die Laughing.
Gotcha.
But my opinions are always like, I always we get on, we listen, we talk. And so Dave had suggested, he's like, we need a sister label. Let's do I mean, it was his idea. He saw I had my promotions, Chicanery Chick Promotions, and I managed Dave under that. And so
Nice.
he's like, let's do an offshoot, and you can bring the female power,
Yes. That's
out, and it
awesome.
can
That's
be a
great.
label for women. So
I
that's
love
what
it.
we're working on. And I do have a first signing. It's the Dogs of Detroit,
Ooh, nice. I like it.
and it's an amazing band. Like, this is a legendary band that started in the late 60s, proto punk. And Mary, who is the bass player, was a female bass player for a punk band with two dudes in 1967.
Bring that
That's
my way,
hard.
please. Yes.
Yeah. So she's like my crown jewel. She's like what our mission statement is for Chicanery Chick. This is
That's
a woman that's like
amazing.
paved the way, holds her ground. And so she's dual branded with Die Laughing and Golden Robot, and she's my mission statement. Basically, that band is my mission statement for Chicanery Chick. So it's exciting.
Yes. And then so going into that with the Golden Robot, because where are they based out of?
Right, they are out of Australia, so
Yes.
it's a global conglomerate. It's
Nice.
Golden Robot Records for Golden Robot Global Entertainment.
Right
They
on.
have 9 labels, I think, altogether, and you can find them at goldenrobotrecords.com. And they secretly courted us in 2019. We had to be really quiet about it. They believed in what we were doing on our shoestring budget. And Mark Alexander Erber came in and said, I want to be part of this with you guys. And it's been a ride and a journey for sure. December will be our 1 year with them. And it's
Nice.
amazing. We get
Good for you.
on and we're talking to Australia, and we were set to go there, and then COVID happened. He wanted to bring out a couple of our bands, bring the crew out there, and we had to shelve that for now, but we will get there. We will.
Well, and even before that, they had the worst fires ever.
Yes,
So,
the
I
little
mean,
koalas,
oh,
and oh my
everyone. I
god.
mean, I want you to know how bad I cried when I saw that. I mean, there was something about seeing, I mean, not only was it so much of Australia, but knowing that all the little animals, and when they had I think it was 1 million animals had perished, literally broke my heart
It,
physically, and I just heaved. So, and then we go into COVID,
yep,
which is why I was going to say,
yep.
being in the industry where we were shut down immediately, and it's going to be a while before we're back in. How are you making the adjustments to kind of keep things going and keeping the morale going?
I look for a silver lining in everything. So even with COVID, we try to be really positive and we're like, you know what? We went into this merger. COVID hit like right when the announcement was made. Our shows were shut down, record plants were shut down, but we got to go a slow pace. We got to learn. We got to spend more time than we would normally get doing fewer projects. And can you hear that water? Is it like totally drowning me out
Oh,
or
I
is it
love
okay?
it. Mm-mm. I
Okay.
hear you clear, but that's so
Okay.
relaxing in the back. You don't even know.
So we looked for the silver lining in it and we just, it's given us a chance, like I said, to take it slow, really focus on things. I think if we were caught up in this madcap shows and tours and some of some of what we need to learn or some of what we need to gather could have been lost. So I'm looking at it like that. The world kind of slowed down for us. We're adjusting to online shows. We're adjusting. We're only putting, there's one, two physical products from our artists that will be coming out by the end of this year. One in the beginning of next year went by the end of this year because there's been no plans to get anything printed.
Yeah.
And, our digitals continued. We've been almost weekly with that. And you can find all of our artists at the dielaughingrecords.com. They're on all streaming and downloading platforms. And we have some physical
Oh,
product
let me
in our
put that
merch
up. What
store.
was the website again?
It's
Perfect.
dielaughingrecords.com.
Just like the name.
Yeah, it's
Let's
pretty
put that up
easy.
there.
Yeah.
And I like that you listed how you found a way to just remain. Here we go. DielaughingRecords.com. Where
Thank you.
it's part of the true entrepreneurs that are struggling or that are hustling know how to keep it going. And
Hmm.
the fact that you mentioned looking for the silver lining and finding ways to, the fact that it forced you to slow down and really focus more on the quality of what you're putting out and not feeling rushed by deadlines.
Yeah.
And not, there is that. I felt that too. That's the reason I was able to bring my podcast back because the whole world shut down and it forced me to look within and
Right.
work within.
We
And it
we
sounds like that happened with you
exactly.
too.
We have to look for different ways. And one thing that we always say, Mark says it, Dave says it, I say it, we all think outside the box. We are
That's
always
awesome.
trying to do something different. And, we're going to have pre sales coming up for Michael DeBar's for his
Yes.
live EP
Okay.
at the Hi Hat. And he called me and he's like, you know what? Let's get people excited about the pre sales. Let's give them a chance. People that pre order can get a chance to win a Zoom one on one with me, and we'll get on Zoom and just talk, and they can ask me questions,
That's so
and
cool.
so those kind of things. The artists want to be in touch with the fans. They
Yeah.
want to do things to keep themselves fresh out there, relevant, and it's causing everyone. Or I think creativity. You can either lament in it, you can let 5 minutes ruin your whole day, or you can find a way to kick ass, and
There
that's
it
what I
is.
have to do every day, just like you.
Beautiful. Oh, that was so inspiring to hear that and to hear the waves in the background. It's so good. You
Thank
have your
you.
headphones on, so that's why it's perfect. That's why your voice is coming through Crystal, and then the waves are just like in the background.
Oh, thank you. You're
It's like
so
so nice.
nice. Hear that, Dave? I don't annoy everybody.
No, you don't. What? Is that what he told
I'm
you?
just kidding.
Well, honestly, you when you work in a dynamic where you honestly push each other in the most positive ways. You
We do.
test. You want to bring the best out, and you want to challenge. You don't want to be complacent. You
No.
want to tap into that. You want to tap into that source that you wouldn't have pushed yourself to do.
Right.
Someone else has to push it. So
You
that's
have to.
great that you work in a team where you all do that with each other because that's how the best is going to come out, right?
There's three of us, that I mean, and
That's
that's
the
what I
core.
try to tell people. We have almost 30 bands now that are just Die Laughing. And
Dang,
that's a lot. When I came on
that's a
board, we had
lot.
like 12.
That's a lot.
And there's three of us. We
Okay.
have other people that help. We
Yeah.
have Larry Prosser in Southern California. We have Rodney Frenchie, I call him, in France, and he's a DJ out there now. Um, and we have Hillary Burton from Honey Chain. She helps out with the podcast. So we have people that help. We have interns, but really, like anything that comes out, artwork, signings, everything, it's the three of us,
It's a
and
hundred
it's
percent. It's a
those
hundred
two.
and 10% organic.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we love that. We always say don't force anything, just be organic. If it happens, I've seen people try to replicate us three, me, Rob, and Dave. Like to have the go, go, go girl, and then there's Dave and Rob. And I've seen people try to replicate that formula. And if you force something, it doesn't work. We just fell in line that the three of us ended up working together and making something of it. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. Now,
Yeah.
why? Now, where did you get that name, the Go 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 Girl?
It's funny.
I
When
can
I was
almost guess, but I want to hear what you have to say.
I know everybody has it's a really simple story. Um, I I was doing the podcast, the promotions. I had a little thing on our Die Laughing Records radio podcast on Spotify and all streaming platforms.
Yes, you do.
Um, and you're on it this week on yeah, you're my
Yes, I'm going
last
to listen to
word.
that tonight because I had no time to listen to it
Okay.
between yesterday and today.
Well, you're on it and you sound great.
Oh, thank you.
Um, so I had this little thing where I would have listeners send in pictures with like their earbuds in and saying that they listen, and then they would get swag. And so one of my little pieces, I said, "So go on, take a picture, do it now, go go go." And so Dave's like, "You're the go 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 girl," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I like that." So now I'm the go 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 girl for Die Laughing
The
Records.
best names are the ones that are given. Truly. That's how my that's
So
how
I'm
this
always on the go.
podcast got started. This name was given to me. I didn't
Love it.
come up with the Bad
Bad
Filipino.
Filipino.
And the reason it was given to me wasn't even the reason I adopted it because I'm just bad at being Filipino. I am so bad. I don't speak my dialect. I don't have wooden spoons on the wall. Like I am
Right.
so
The
bad at being
giant
Filipino.
watch, the giant
None of it. None
wristwatch,
of it.
and yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. No. And I blame it's my dad. I'm half, and I blame because him and his siblings were born and raised in Hawaii. So I
Oh,
was raised with
mm-hmm.
all the Hawaiian culture. I danced
Right.
the hula. I drummed the Tahitian. Like I did. I learned to speak a little bit basic Hawaiian. So no one threw. The only thing was the food, which duh, the food is so great. But no one threw it my way on how to be Filipino. So I'm
My
just
daughter is half
really bad.
Filipino,
You get it.
and so she's like you. And yeah, she calls herself, which a lot of people say, like she calls herself a coconut. She's like, I may be brown, but I'm totally white. She doesn't speak the language.
Any of
She
it.
doesn't know.
So in
And that again, it was her dad. I mean, he didn't really instill it. He just
yeah.
you're he taught her tinikling. She does know
Oh, see,
tinikling.
I don't even know that. Good for her.
Hmm.
Good for
Yeah, she
her.
used to do
So
that
how
when
old is
we.
she?
She's 26.
Yeah,
My
mine'll
little
be
girl is
25. Isn't that
26.
crazy? Our
Ha-
little
I
ones are not little.
I had her when I was 20. So
Mm.
yeah, so I'm always 20 years older than her. So if I forget, I'll just always remember add
You add it.
subtract 20, and that's how old my daughter is. So yeah,
Well,
I just
our
turned 46.
we have our crazy ages because she turns 25 next month and I just turned 52
I can't even
July.
believe you. I thought you were younger than me.
Mm-mm. I told you
Look at you,
I
girl.
graduated in 86, girl. So you want to talk
Oh,
80s?
I'm
Yeah.
92.
See that?
I
So
always wanted to be class of 91 because my friends that were a year younger, they had the little thing that said, "School is boring, sex is fun. We're the class of 91."
oh my
I'm like, what
lord.
the hell is 92? We don't have anything
We
cool like
have
that.
nothing cool. No, mine is cool because I was born in 68, but I graduated in 86. Yeah,
I get
I'm
it.
that
I
old.
get it.
So, okay, then, and
That's
then,
cool.
so on a final question I do want to ask you
Hmm.
is what has it been like, not just as a woman in the industry, but as a mom? Because you're setting examples whether you know it or not. You're setting precedents for your daughter whether you realize it or not,
You
right?
know, I've always, I am a really, you and I will talk more about this one time, but we were talking about Mulan. Um, I've always been a really strong mom. I'm the type of mom, I love fairy tales and all that stuff. And yes, glass slippers and princesses and everything. But people that say, oh, that's so wrong, and you have to teach women to be strong, you can be strong. You can have fantasy. You can have fairy tales. You can be girly, but you have your mom telling you the backstory of your mom making you strong. And that's what I've always done. Ooh, and I lost the earbud. In this industry, it has been, I have noticed when I'm not being taken serious. I've noticed when I'm sweethearted and patted on the head and that
Mm.
kind of, and I have
Mm-hmm.
experienced that. But I'm lucky that I have two partners that look out for me. And I think my daughter, my daughter thinks I'm a lot. I mean, that's just,
Me
mothers and
too.
daughters. Yeah, my
Me
daughter thinks
too.
I'm a lot. So she takes
What is her
spoonful
sign?
by, she is an Aquarius,
Okay, mine's a Scorpio,
February 1st. Yeah.
and I'm a Leo.
Yeah. I'm a Pisces.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I same thing, right? Girl, we are in line with that. We are in line with
yes.
that.
So she takes what I do little by little, and she's getting used to it, that, like, that her mom does this, and I tell her little by little what they're waiting for me. They packed up, and she's like, let's, we're gonna
Let's
go and have
go.
pizza, and
Yeah,
yeah.
you are. Friday night
So
pizza,
yeah,
Tahoe.
right.
You're
I know.
living a
I'm
life.
ready. I'm ready.
Well, good for you. Good for you
Yeah.
for standing strong and being true to yourself. It sounds like.
I have to be. I
Yeah,
have to be. And sometimes people think it's harsh, or I run my mouth or whatever. But you, if it's a man, it's
exactly.
always like, oh, he's just a tough businessman. He's a
Yep.
tough talker, and he knows how to be shrewd. It's always
Mm-hmm.
shrewd. But
Mm-hmm.
if we do something, we're a fucking bitch. We're a
Mm-hmm.
shrew.
Because we're outside of the constraints of what they want women to be,
Right.
and
Mm.
we've been working at shattering that ceiling forever.
Right. Right.
Go, 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 girl. I want to thank you so much for.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this, and
Yes, this
let's
was
do it
great.
again. When you learn how to do like more than one guest at a time, let's
Oh
do
no,
it
we'll
again,
just
girl.
let's practice it. Just come in.
Hell
We'll
yeah.
practice it together. You let me know when you
Hell
have
yeah.
time.
All right.
All right then. Well,
Thank you
be
for
safe.
having me. And I don't think you're a bad Filipino.
Oh, I appreciate
You're
you.
good Filipino.
So everyone follow dielaughingrecords.com,
Go, go, go,
Chicanery Chick
girl.
Records, the Go Go
Yep.
Girl for
Yep.
exciting things coming.
And Golden Robot, Global Entertainment.
Yay, you're.
Bam.
Have a safe Friday, girl. Take care.
Okay, you too. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.